Welcome to today's deep dive. Our mission for you today is exploring Karim's essay, Living in Sync with Your Calling.
Yeah, it's such a foundational piece.
It really is. We are breaking down why simply discovering your purpose isn't enough, and how to fundamentally restructure your reality to actually live it. Okay, let's unpack this. You usually hear about finding your calling described like lightning strike, you know?
Right, like you're just walking along and suddenly the sky lights up.
Exactly. And you suddenly know exactly what you are meant to do.
Which, I mean, is a great cinematic moment, but it's terrible life advice. Because the next morning, oh, the lightning is gone.
Yeah, and you still have to figure out what to do with a random Tuesday.
Exactly. To understand how to align your life with a calling, we really first must separate it from a mere interest or like a fleeting feeling.
Right, because they aren't the same thing at all.
Not at all. What's fascinating here is Karim's distinction. I mean, interests are temporary, right? They're totally emotion driven.
They only survive as long as they make you feel good.
Yeah, whereas a calling is entirely different. It's persistent, it's demanding, and frankly, it's often non-negotiable. Like, passion might initiate movement, but feelings cannot sustain it.
Well, it's like the difference between an interest being a fun vacation destination,
Yeah.
a weekend getaway with no strings attached,
Right, totally.
and a calling being the place you actually buy a house. Like you pay the mortgage, you do the tedious daily maintenance,
Yes.
you're dealing with plumbing issues at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
The love isn't just the initial butterflies, it's doing the work.
Yeah, that plumbing analogy perfectly illustrates why just emotional alignment isn't enough. Because a calling requires that daily maintenance. It demands a solid foundation.
Right, so you're moving from purely emotional alignment to structural alignment. So what does this all mean? Like, how does someone physically restructure their schedule for this?
Well, Karim emphasizes this very strict rule. You do not fit your calling into your life. You reorganize your life around it.
Oh, wow. That's a huge shift.
It is. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it means establishing rigid boundaries. You have to say no to distractions.
Well, wait, let's look at the actual math of that.
Hmm?
In the real world, if I just start rigidly saying no to my boss or ignoring family obligations to focus on my calling, I don't achieve structural alignment. I get fired.
Or divorced, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how does he justify that collateral damage?
Well, he argues it's about strategic prioritization, not reckless destruction. Saying no isn't about ignoring your core responsibilities.
Okay, so what is it about?
It's about ruthlessly auditing your optional energy drains. When you align deeply with a calling, the reality is you may inevitably outgrow your current environment as you change.
Like your social circles.
Yeah, certain social circles or like massive time sinks will start to feel limiting, not because they're inherently bad, but because your bandwidth is now fully allocated elsewhere.
But enforcing those strict boundaries and changing environments inevitably triggers friction, right? Like both externally and internally.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Karim explicitly mentions internal resistance, the fear of failure, the fear of visibility.
Yeah, the fear of change. But when you are waking up at 5 a.m. to work on this calling, and progress feels agonizingly slow, and the passion is dead, how do you push through that frustrating hesitation?
That's where discipline has to carry you when passion fades. This raises an important question regarding self-trust. Motivation is just a chemical spike in the brain, and it always fades.
Right, so you can't rely on it.
Exactly. When passion disappears, you must lean entirely on repetition. Every single time you sit down to do the work when you don't want to, you are casting a psychological vote for the person you're becoming.
Oh, so by relying on repetition and patience, the effort basically transforms into identity.
Yes, your brain hates cognitive dissonance. If you physically act out the habits every day, it eventually aligns your internal identity with those external actions.
That makes so much sense.
And that repetition reduces internal conflict, eventually creating a state of flow where executing the habit requires, zero willpower.
So it stops being something you're trying to do and becomes something you just are.
Exactly.
Which means alignment isn't a one-time shift. It's a daily decision to choose focus over distraction.
You're not just waiting for lightning to strike.
Right. Well, that leaves us with a final provocative thought for you to explore on your own. Forget what you tell people your passion is.
Oh, this is a great exercise.
If a total stranger audited your calendar and your daily habits from just the last week,
Just the structure alone.
yeah, what would they assume your calling actually is based only on your structure?